Hey guys, David the Fishing Pastor here. You know, one of the things that I love most about fishing is that we get to share our passion for the sport with those around us, especially our own children. I think it's important that we educate others and get them as excited about fishing as we are. So today, I want to give you some tips, some really easy ways to get those around us started in fishing. To get someone started in fishing, you should make it fun and exciting, but you should also make it simple and easy. I want to recommend going and grabbing your highest end baitcaster and talking about the ins and outs of gear ratio and all your lures and where to use them and how. That's not really going to do anything for them. But there are a couple things that you can do to get them excited about fishing right away. So the first thing is just having some easy to use gear. Don't go and grab your highest end baitcaster and get them all frustrated with backlashes and all that. Just get a simple spinning setup. This is my KastKing Sharky 2 2000 reel, just spooled up with some 10-pound super power braided line on my 2-piece Para G2 rod. Really simple that anyone can learn to use, whether they're kids or adults. The next thing I'd recommend is starting them off fishing for some panfish. That's a great and easy way to get them on some fish quickly so that they don't get bored and they don't get frustrated. So if you're starting off fishing for panfish and you're going for, bluegill, sunfish, crappie, anything like that, they tend to be pretty aggressive fish, and if you can find them, you'll get bites pretty quickly if you just use these 3 things. The first thing I'd recommend is a bobber. Usually somebody getting started in fishing doesn't know what a bite feels like, so having a visual strike indicator can be a huge benefit to getting them on more fish. You can always use those little red and white bobbers that you see everywhere, but I'd really recommend something a little bit more slim. A lot of times these panfish can be a little bit finicky, a little bit more pressured, and so if you see that they're kind of nipping at your bait but they're not committing, it's a lot of times because they feel the pressure of that bobber. So just going to something a little bit slimmer can definitely be a huge benefit and a huge factor in catching more fish. The next thing is the size of your hook or the size of the jig head that you're using. Now you could always put a split shot or something, but you do need some weight under that bobber to keep that bobber standing upright. With crappie, I'd recommend something like a 1/16 ounce or 1/32 ounce jig head. With bluegill, any kind of sunfish, I'd recommend a 1/32 ounce to a 1/64 ounce if you can find them, because the smaller the hook, the better. What happens is these fish tend to have some smaller mouths, and so having like a 1/0 hook is not going to help you. Just having something smaller. So if you see, again, that they're coming and they're not really committing, just try downsizing your hook or your jig head and see if that helps you out. So the last thing is your bait. Now you can always go with live bait. You can go with night crawlers, wax worms are great, crickets, anything like that. Those are all incredibly effective. I prefer to use artificial baits, and they tend to actually look pretty lifelike. I use some artificial minnows, I use some artificial wax worms, some artificial earthworms, things like that, and I really find that the fish really love those just as much as live bait. Here's another quick tip. If you're getting short strikes or they're nibbling on your bait and they're not really taking it, try removing that bobber. It could be that they want some more movement, so try fishing it a little bit more aggressively and jigging it up and down in the water columns. You know, catching fish is always great and it's a huge plus. But at the end of the day, what's really great is that you've created these precious moments and these memories that you can cherish for years to come. As much as we love fishing and as passionate as we are about this, let's get those around us involved, whether it's the next generation or our friends or whoever it is. Let's keep this wonderful sport of fishing alive. It's a great time to get out, teach them some cool things, and have fun doing it. Thank you guys so much for watching and for keeping the wonderful sport of fishing alive. If you're interested in any of the gear used in this video, it'll be linked in the description below. Remember to like and comment on this video and subscribe to the channel. And also remember to pray, fish, repeat. God bless.